This one's going to be controversial among agents and even home sellers. But the question is, should I have an open house or do I need to have an open house to sell my home? Now, I run into all types of people. I have sellers who just dread the thought of open houses weekend after weekend. Then I have sellers who think open houses are the end all be all to sell their house. Is this true? In my opinion, it's not. And a lot of agents might disagree with me on this. And hear me out. This is why. What's the purpose of an open house? The purpose is to secure a buyer that is ready, willing, and able to close on your home in the next 60 days. But is that who's really coming through the door? You know, I've been doing this for 21 years, and I can tell you that very few people that come to an open house are actually qualified to buy your home. So who do you get? You get the dreamers. They come in and say, you know, I'm just looking, my credit score is 3. I needed to get it up to a 650. It's going to take me a few years, but yet they're showing up at these open houses to possibly buy in the future if they ever get their credit score up. You also have the Sunday driver. These are the people, they're on their way to maybe their daughter's house. They're a little early. They see a sign. They stop by. They come in and announce, we're not buying a house. We just have some time to kill. We have a perfectly good house. You know, they're just killing some time. And rather than sitting in their car somewhere, they're going to come in and use your house for their entertainment. Then you've got the nosy neighbor. The nosy neighbor usually lurks in the corner. They don't want you to know they've been in your home. And, you know, when you talk to them, I just wanted to see, I know they had a kitchen remodel. I want to see what they did. You know, their house is similar to mine, blah, 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 blah. You know, again, not someone who's ready, willing, and able to buy your home. So then you've got the mom who shows up and saying, my son is looking or my daughter's looking. And you want to know what? That doesn't do us any good. We want the actual son or daughter coming into the house. And quite frankly, if my mom was doing that, I don't think I'd want to live anywhere near her. Too involved in my life. But anyways, you've got the unqualified buyer. This is the buyer that comes in, they see the sign, they are in the market to buy a home. They were probably out another open house or doing showings with their agent, and they saw the sign, they're going to come in and check it out. As they're leaving, I might ask them, what do you think of the house? And they say, it's great. And I was like, what, do you want to write an offer? What's the price? And it'll be $100,000 over what their budget is. They just saw the sign. They like how the houses looked. And of course, a house that is $100,000 over their budget is going to be very attractive to them, but they can't buy your house. Then you've got sellers. You actually have sellers coming through your house because they're going to be putting their house on the market soon. They want to see what either the competition is or what's out there and where their house needs to be priced in the marketplace so they can have a quick, successful sale. Again, they're not buying your house. They're probably moving up to a bigger one. They're downsizing. They're there for a reason other than to buy your house. And then, of course, you do have people who are looking to do bad things. You've got thieves. You know, they're either there, they're looking for drugs. They're looking for high value items that they can shove in their pocket or shove in their jacket. You have people maybe casing a joint. They could be opening windows, unlocking doors, so they might be able to get in after the open house is done. There's definitely been news over the past couple of years where you know, activities that are not great for you have been going on in houses. Recently down towards Boston, there was a group of people going around looking for drugs during open houses. And let's be honest, if you have an open house and a few people are there, you can't have your eyes on everybody all the time, or your agent can't have their eyes on everybody all the time. So these are the types of people that, you know, and there are other reasons that people show up at open houses. But these are the type of people that are showing up. And you have to remember, it's called an open house for a reason. Basically, anybody can walk through the door who has the ability to get over the threshold. That's the only qualification. So if people are scheduling showings, buyer's agents are not shuttling around buyers that aren't qualified. They have vetted them as far as their financing goes, their motivations, and these are people that are ready to buy. And I'll be honest with you, in the 21 plus years I've been in the business, well, actually longer than that, but anyways, my buyers do not go to open houses unless they want to. Usually they're calling me, say, we want to see this house, we want to see this house. Not only do they want me to go with them to see the house and give them my opinion, they want to get in right away. They don't want to wait for the next open house. So realistically, think about it. If you're really in the market to buy a house, Are you going to skip a house that interests you because there's not an open house? No, you're not. You're either going to call your buyer's agent or you're going to call the listing agent, and you're going to get in there right away to see if the house suits your needs. So again, open house, you want buyers showing up that can close on your house in the next 60 days. And in many cases, people are just using your house for other reasons. So the downsides, there's a couple. One, you've got to pack up the house, pack up your kids, make sure the house is clean, and leave the house for 3 or 4 hours and find something to do with the family, the dog. You can't be there during an open house. It's inconvenient. Secondly, statistics show that less than 2% of homes are sold from a direct result of an open house, where someone walks through the door and says, I love it, I want to buy it. I'll be honest with you, probably hundreds and hundreds of listings that I've had, probably only sold 2 houses from a direct result of an open house. Very, very rare. So, again, do you want to spend your time doing an open house? And when your agent's time could be, if I'm doing 2 open houses and spend 4 to 6 hours doing 2 open houses, honestly, there's other things I could be doing and spend that time to get more eyes on your house than sit at an open house where 2 people might come through or 1 people. And as the market slows down, there's going to be less and less open house activity. I've been hearing from my counterparts lately. I've had people tell me that they haven't had anybody show up. They've had 1 person show up. It's just not an effective way to market your home. So I do want to say, do I do open houses? Yes, I do open houses, but I do them strategically. And I do them when there's an event going on. The first one would obviously be your house first coming on the market. The excitement is high and the buyers want to get in there. I'll do an open house or 2 that first weekend to get buyers in there. Second is a major price change, 3% or more, where the price drops and now you're lowering your house into a price range that will get a new set of eyes on it. Sitting there weekend after weekend after weekend after weekend while you pack up and leave your house is not an effective marketing tool. So why do people want open houses? And this is not going to be popular with real estate agents, but honestly, real estate agents get us more business. We've got potential home buyers coming through. They might not be ready now, but they might be ready a year from now. They might be ready 2 years from now. But it's a way to build your database, get phone numbers, get emails. You've got sellers coming through. If sellers are coming through, they're probably real close to selling their home, and it's a great way to get in touch with sellers. Open house benefits an agent more than it benefits the seller. It's also, think about it, when you're driving down the street, I know when I do an open house, I put up as many signs as possible. It's just one way of getting my name out there. And, if I have enough signs and, the location's right, I can get up 10 signs with my name on it for a few hours, a couple times a weekend. The open house benefits the agent more than the sellers. So do you need to do an open house to sell your house? No, if you don't want to do an open house, it is not going to hinder your house sale. If you want to do an open house, work with your realtor. And, there are some key times where an open house might be good to sell your home. I'm not saying don't do open houses, but they can be an overall part of a marketing plan. So an occasional open house is actually good for your property, and it should be tied into some sort of event revolving around your house. Like I said, first on the market, price change, something like that. Anyways, good luck, and reconsider, do you really need or want your agent sitting there every weekend doing an open house?